Hey, have you been paying attention? Do you know what's going on here? What? How do I know? I've been inferencing. Do you know what that is? Okay, let me explain. Making an inference means figuring something out based on what you already know or what you can observe. It's like making a smart guess using the information that you have. And it's important to remember that your inference is not a definite answer, but just a really good guess. Now there's a couple of key steps that we should always follow when we inference. The first is to start by observing, which means watching. And that's going to help you gather your information or your evidence. Next, we look for patterns, and that's going to help us connect the dots and maybe lead to a possible conclusion. Then we start to cross things off our list that we think might not be the answer based on the information that we've gathered. And last, we form a conclusion, which is kind of like a final decision based on the information that we've seen. And there's a pretty good chance that you inference on a day-to-day basis, even if you don't know it. We use inferencing when we're watching movies. We use inferencing when we're reading books or listening to stories. And we use inferencing when we're playing games or even interacting with family and friends. It's kind of like you're solving everyday mysteries using your amazing brain. Oh, and I've got an idea. Maybe we could do a couple of examples together, which is going to help you understand inferencing even more. Are you ready? Let's have a look at this guy right here. It's a beautiful sunny day, and he's not wearing shoes, but flip-flops instead. I guess that rules out hiking. He also is wearing a bathing suit and carrying a towel. Take a moment and make an inference as to where he's off to. Go ahead and hit pause for a second and try and use inferencing to figure out where he's off to. And if you said swimming, you are correct. Alright, let's have another look at somebody else, and we're going to try and figure out where he is and what he's up to. He's wearing a backpack and has some luggage on wheels. He's also carrying a passport, which is what people use when they travel. There's all these places behind him, and what's that in the corner right there? It looks like a picture of a plane. Alright, go ahead and hit pause and try and figure out where I am and what I'm up to. Okay, if you said that I'm at an airport and I'm taking a trip, nice job. You're correct. All right, this next one's a little bit trickier. We use inferencing in movies and books all the time to try and figure out what's going to happen next. Let's use inferencing right now to try and do the exact same thing. The sun was out earlier, but now there's dark clouds rolling in. The wind is starting to pick up, and there are trees that are beginning to sway. I can hear something like a rumbling truck going by, but I don't see a truck. Any ideas? Okay, go ahead and hit pause one more time and try and figure out what is going to happen next. Well, if you used your skills in inferencing to piece together that there was rain coming this way, or maybe even some kind of crazy thunderstorm, you are correct. So I've got no doubt in my mind that you're an inferencing pro now. You too. So the next time you're trying to figure out what's going to happen in the next chapter of your book, or maybe even figure out what the villain's going to do in a great movie or show that you're watching. Or maybe just solve an everyday mystery. Just use inferencing to point you in the right direction. Speaking of direction, if you work in education and are looking for a specific video online but just can't seem to find it, point me in the right direction using the comments below. And to everybody else that tuned in today, thanks for watching the Mr. Saad Show. Good luck with inferencing, and we'll see you next time. Mr. Saad, oh! Pause for a minute.